Fiction here, and today I'm going to be playing Magic the Gathering Arena and checking out the new Final Fantasy set. Let's start with the intro.
It's the Mystery Pony Fiction Channel. Mystery. Also available as a podcast on Spotify. Pony. And Izzy Moonbow is best pony, by the way. Fiction. Bro, hoof, comment, subscribe. Ring that bell.
Okay, welcome everyone. I've got this pretty cool looking wallpaper engine magic theme up here. Now, I think I might have made the mistake of starting this stream half an hour too early because I believe that's not how I launch Magic. I launch Magic through its independent thingamajig. I also want to set up Overwolf. Got this Magic the Gathering. Oh, hang on. That launched the game again. There we go. I've got this mod on MTG that I use. I just want to get it to launch with it. Okay, let's just restart the game. Exit game. I think I've got to have this going before I start it in order to have the mod working with it. MTGA. Okay, there we go. It's working. So I put this in the taking up 2/3 of my screen and have the chat and the, oh bloody hell. I'm going to move this to behind the window. Hold on. So that I can have the stream information and the chat by the side there. Okay, so I think I'm a bit too early, unfortunately, starting this stream. I picked the time of 10:30 because I assumed that was going to be half an hour after it launched. Let me just check the levels. I'm going to have to move this down here to check the levels. I think I have a little less volume of the actual application. Okay, now I think I'm a bit too early because, yeah, so everything's ending for this current season in 25 minutes. The Mastery Pass has expired and the store says that all the things in the store, if I hadn't have already bought, oh, hang on. It looks like it's, oh man, it's having graphical issues. I think it's partially because I'm streaming. So what, I can't even go into the shop unless I'm in full screen or something? Okay. I'm probably going to have to do that. Have launched the game in full screen. Well, let me just get game capture set up. Any full screen application, specific window, MTGA. Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens if I go into the shop again, into the packs. Okay. Oh, okay. That time it loaded up. Alright, hopefully I'm not going to have issues like that too much during the actual stream. Now, apparently everything is starting over. It's expiring in 25 minutes, so that should be when Magic the Gathering actually comes out. Otherwise, don't know what I'm going to do if it takes more than half an hour. So I guess what I can do in the meantime is open some of these packs that I've just left sitting here. Or maybe a better thing will be to talk a bit about Final Fantasy. I've been on a bit of a Final Fantasy binge lately with, trying to play Final Fantasy 16. I didn't get very far into it. I guess I'll bring up Steam pages of what I'm talking about. Although I didn't actually buy Final Fantasy 16. Because I wanted to find out if it was worth it first. And it seems alright. But I ended up getting distracted with Expedition 33 instead. And then other games, I didn't even get very far into Expedition 33. But so far from what I've seen of Final Fantasy 16, it looks like a pretty interesting story. I just keep getting distracted by other things, and it doesn't feel as much like a classic Final Fantasy like I was really wanting. It's more of a, Souls-like action game. But the story was very intriguing from what I saw of it, and I would like to get back into it. What I have finished playing, or mostly, I've just got endgame stuff left, is Final Fantasy Rebirth. It took a long time before I was actually able to play this, because I wasn't able to play it when it came out on the PlayStation 5 because I didn't have a PlayStation 5. And then when it finally came to PC, I got it, and then it caused my graphics card to melt on my laptop. So then I had to wait to buy a whole new computer before I could finally actually get into it. Although I put like 70 hours into it before it melted my graphics card. And then I put, how much? Ended up putting 131 hours in total. And I've finished the story. I've just got the some side quest stuff that I hadn't done yet. And I'm able to play the chapters in hard mode now. Which was good because I need to have Kate Sith back in my party. Because Kate Sith is one of my mains. But yeah, I was absolutely... Because Final Fantasy VII was a game that I played... I wonder if anyone's in the chat. Final Fantasy VII was a game that I played when I was, 10 or 11 or something. And at that time, I didn't have a memory card on my PlayStation. I don't think I even knew what memory cards were at the time. So the first time I was playing Final Fantasy VII, I was playing it hardcore mode, where I would be unable to save, and every time I'd die, it would be over and I'd have to start over again. So that was my first experience with Final Fantasy VII. And I had also only ever... Yeah, I don't think I ever got out of Midgar. So, yeah, then I played it later on in my life when I was in high school. So I was probably like 13. And I played Final Fantasy again properly for the first time. And actually, yeah, got through the whole game multiple times. Like, I think I replayed it till I'd played as with having every character as my main. And that was a wild time back then. I'd actually play games a lot more times over and over again than I do these days, because it feels like time is running short now. But when you're young, you feel like you're immortal and you've got all the time in the world. So Final Fantasy has been one of the biggest fandoms I've been involved in my life. Um, it came before MLP, it came before TGWTG, which I'll probably explain later. Basically, what I'm thinking of doing is making like a live stream where I count down my top 10 fandoms I've been a part of. And, I guess MLP would be the number one fandom I've been in terms of length, because I've now been in that fandom for nearly half my life, which is absolutely insane to think about. But yeah, Final Fantasy was a fandom I was in for what at that time was a large portion of my life. Like, I was playing every game, I was obsessing over it, from 7 to 10 while I was a teenager. And I was often replaying them over and over again rather than playing other games. And I used to have this friend that would play them with me. And we just got absolutely into it. And he wasn't a very good reader, so I would read the dialogue to him as we played these Final Fantasy games. And I think that is what kind of made it a natural transition into me becoming a story narrator. It kind of started with when I was, speaking out the dialogue with my friend who was playing the Final Fantasy games with me. And yeah, there's probably one of the biggest fandoms of my life. It's only surpassed by MLP now because of the amount of community there is in it, and the fact that it's now a larger total percentage of my life than Final Fantasy was. But recently I've been back on a bit of a Final Fantasy binge. I've been replaying some of the older Final Fantasy games that I haven't for a while. Like I gave 12 another go. And yeah, obviously I played Final Fantasy VII Remake, which consists of only the Midgar part, and then Final Fantasy Rebirth lasts until a certain event that I don't want to spoil. I mean, I was playing it not knowing exactly at what point in the game it was going to finish for this so-called second chapter. And then recently I've been listening to a podcast that I've really been enjoying. I'll see if I can search the podcast up on Google. No one should know about this. Maybe Spotify. And I don't know. I think I'll have a look on the phone for the title of this podcast that I've been listening to, which has really sort of reignited at the moment my excitement for Final Fantasy. No one can know about this. No one can know about this podcast. So we've got it on Podbean, it's on YouTube, and yeah, I've been listening to it on Spotify. And I highly recommend this as a podcast for people that are fans of Final Fantasy, because it has okay, let me just show it. So yeah, season 1, they start with Final Fantasy 1, and they basically play through Final Fantasy 1, and it's kind of like a let's play with commentary. But then they have them talk to their future selves and stuff. Like they put in the retrospective view of them as they're editing the episodes. So it's got them as they're playing it. It's kind of like a truncated, what do you call it? An abridged playthrough. So you're not listening to every actual hour. They condense it down into the entertaining parts, and then they And then they add the commentary of their perspective after they finish the game and they're in the process of editing the episodes together. And it's just a really fun podcast to listen to. You get to listen to them get really frustrated at Final Fantasy 1. And it only lasts 6 episodes, which is, yeah, decent. But then for season 2, they do Final Fantasy 4. And that lasts for, I think, a bit longer. Because it's a longer game. But the season that I just recently finished listening to, in season 3, they go to 6. 6 was, really fun to listen to. But yeah, the most recent season of theirs that I listened to was Final Fantasy 7. And that lasted for... even 6 lasted 25 episodes. And then for season 4, they did Final Fantasy 7. And that lasted for over 40 episodes. And it's just been great fun to listen to, when I'm going on walks or, sometimes I can have my headphones on at work and I can enjoy listening to their journey through Final Fantasy 7 or other games. They're going to apparently go through every single Final Fantasy game eventually. And I highly recommend it. It's just so much fun, especially for me that's starting to get a bit nostalgic about Final Fantasy again. And I've kind of re-entered the fandom of Final Fantasy at the moment. Because let's face it, I'm kind of only still part of the MLP fandom, just out of obligation to what I've made my channel be about and stuff. So, yeah, check that podcast out, guys. It's absolutely one of the most fun podcasts I've ever listened to. And it's just great timing for this resurgence of my Final Fantasy interest. So, now that I've started off with a bit of a talk about Final Fantasy, I really hope that the season is going to start in another 13 minutes. So, in the meantime, I guess I'll get through some of these packs I haven't opened. Because I stopped playing MTG Arena. Let me just turn the volume down for myself a bit. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. I'll have to move this down here to check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the volume's very low for you guys. So, I stopped playing Magic the Gathering Arena after I think it's, some set or another. And the reason I stopped playing was that they started to halve the size of the seasons, but still make them the same price. So they were basically charging you double what they used to. And that pissed me off and I decided to stop playing Magic the Gathering Arena. But yeah, I've decided to come back now. And this is all the sets that I've missed since I've last... So this gives you an idea of when I stopped playing Magic the Gathering, because I've now got all these 3 packs of each set since then. But yeah, what I normally do is I normally just get the Mastery Pass and the pass for some arena runs or some drafts, because I find that drafts are the only legitimately fun way to play Magic Arena, because when you're playing constructed decks, you're just going up against the same broken decks, and then I can just make a broken deck as well by looking up, the meta on some sort of Magic the Gathering website. So constructed decks aren't really that fun because of how everyone is just using a fully optimized meta deck. So yeah, I kind of really just play to get my dailies done and to earn my in-game currency and to earn the free packs. And then I just go on to do other things. But the actual fun part of the game is doing drafts And I've actually already got 4 draft tokens in reserve that I haven't spent. I've got 19 mythic rare wild cards, and I'll get some more wild cards after I open a bunch of these packs. So I guess I'll start opening packs. I don't really necessarily care about what's in them. Because yeah, I'd kind of lost my interest, but maybe you guys are interested. Once I'm actually opening the Final Fantasy packs, I'm going to go through the effort of actually reading them and having opinions on the cards. But for now, I'm just getting these over with. Not really interested in thinking about them. But hopefully the Final Fantasy set will actually start in 9 minutes. So it's just something to do until then. I mean, maybe some of these cards will turn out to be in some decks I make once I look up the meta on a MTG website and create a new overpowered insane deck. Actually, maybe that's what I should do while I wait. I'll go ahead and have one game, although the season is probably ended, so there's probably no ranked play. I can still get Mastery EXP. Well, yeah, I shouldn't play a game right now in between seasons because otherwise this Mastery EXP will probably be wasted. And I want to be able to get all 15 of the weekly Mastery rewards to count towards the Final Fantasy Mastery thingamajig. So I was going to show you one of my most powerful decks just while we wait. House of Horrors might have been an interesting one to get involved with. But yeah, I just got annoyed with... Yeah, I think House of Horrors was the last one that I did actually play. I remember these room cards. No, I clearly didn't have many House of Horror. Yeah, I clearly didn't play House of Horror much because I'm already getting a lot of firsts here. So I haven't opened many packs for this yet. Yeah, I think it was Thunder Junction was the most recent set that I played. Alright, rare wildcard. That's helpful for when I look up the meta and decide to make the most OP deck on the ladder. And with 19 mythic to spend, I should probably get it. And if there's a lot of Final Fantasy cards that will be involved in the new meta, the fact that I'm going to open 55 packs of... Because I've never actually bought packs before on MTG Arena. I've found that the packs that I get from the daily Mastery Pass is, you know, enough. But this time I'm going to, open a bunch of Final Fantasy packs and actually get, hopefully, most of the set at the start of the season. And then I guess the extra cards from the Mastery Pass will help fill it out. And I'm actually so interested in this Final Fantasy, Mythic Rare wildcard, of this Final Fantasy set that I might consider actually buying some cards physically. However, I've heard that Hasbro is charging an absolutely insane amount for this latest set because they know they're going to hook a lot of people back into Magic just because it's Final Fantasy, or get a lot of new people into Magic just because it's Final Fantasy. That it seems like they feel justified to extremely overcharge for the physical cards this time. At least here on Arena, it seems to be the same price as usual. But yeah, from what I've heard, it's pretty much inconceivable to actually collect Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy in reality, unless you're like a millionaire, basically. But I might look into it because this Final Fantasy set is something that I'd like to have in a binder, in a collection. I just think it would be cool to have. And I used to have a binder of Magic cards from the War of the Spark set, but I sold it all off. What's the idea behind this Foundation set? Is it just like a similar to Core? Kind of a new Core? Seems like it's classic MTG lore rather than some weird theme. This is probably because they stopped doing core sets, and now I think they've started to just go on to, they said they're going to stop doing core sets, and I guess instead they're just occasionally doing an actual lore, accurate to the Planeswalker lore, Magic cards or whatever. Pioneers. Khans. Am I able to... I thought I'd get a little pop-up of what Khans actually is. Yeah, it usually pops up what new abilities are, like Bestow. Hopefully the Final Fantasy set will be launching in 3 minutes. If not, then I've started this stream too early and I've kind of screwed myself. Because I don't know how I will do this if I have to wait another half hour or even more for the actual Final Fantasy set to release. Okay, so I've got a couple more sets for Tarkia because I came in and did at least a little bit of the Mastery Pass without the paid Mastery Pass. Just to, just out of anticipation of the fact that I was going to get back into Magic soon. Oh, now please launch the Final Fantasy set in 3 minutes. I do not want this stream to turn out to be a waste. Oh, it looks like it just... Oh, hang on. I think I can probably do the same thing as I did on God of Weapons. I just press the start, the Windows button, and it gets over whatever graphical glitch that caused. So... 1 hour. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think there might be an hour until Final Fantasy launches, unfortunately. If that's the case, I might have to consider stopping this stream and starting it later. But then I'll have to set it all up again. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to start counting down from 1 hour once it passes 11 o'clock. So it's literally going to launch at midnight my time. Which is going to kind of suck because I might annoy my neighbor by talking after midnight on this stream. I was going to do this at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. But because of how my sleeping pattern has turned out, I've actually only just gotten up at like 6 p.m. today. And I'm going to be up all night until I go to an appointment at 9 in the morning. And then I'm probably going to be tired by 11 a.m. So, crap, I think I'm going to have to close this stream and start it again in an hour. Which sucks because I've already put out the notifications. I'm going to copy and paste this the details I went to the effort of putting here. I'm going to have to start this stream again. Just copy these details so that I can quickly put it in the next one. So, I don't know, I guess I'll keep this stream and just say that I talk about Final Fantasy instead of it actually being a stream of MTG Arena. Because that will have to be next, I guess. So, this stream right here is actually MPF Talks about Final Fantasy. MPF Talks about Final Fantasy in MTG Arena, coming soon. And I guess I'll end the stream here, guys, and come back when the card game's actually live in an hour. So thanks for dropping in. I hope you can come and drop in again when the stream for the actual thing starts.